Alright guys, we're going to install a new steering wheel cover. I gotta go down here and go get some gasoline. It's a beautiful day. Wow, almost ran over a crow. You know, what's the deal? What's the deal with those crows? So this is a 1992 300E W124 Mercedes-Benz. Okay. Yeah. So I disconnect this battery because I don't drive this car for, I don't know, a month at a time. I'm the only one driving. I got like 4 cars and I got to take turns on each, on each one of them and keep track of it. I only do that because I disconnect the battery because I don't want them going dead. Leave them hooked up. There's still modules that are a little bit alive, especially the SL. God, it's got I'm gonna start disconnecting the battery on the Lincoln. I don't drive it very much either. It doesn't really get that good a gas mileage. Great car to drive though. But I drove it yesterday. Take my wife somewhere and it's just so smooth. It's like look at that. What is that? This is the washer tank. And that is absolutely nasty. I'm gonna have to drain that. This is the heated washer tank. These pipes, I got them capped off. But these normally have have coolant flowing through it. And the reason I capped them off is my SL has the same thing, and these 2 lines down in the tank go to this kind of coil, and the coil is held together. There's, I forget, there's some kind of a something plastic in there, and it broke on the SL. You know, the SL is low mileage, it's just age. It broke and it allowed coolant to start filling this thing. Now I was driving and the gauge was going to 120 on the SL. I'm just driving home. Temperature's almost to 120. So I just pulled over. See what's going on. I mean, the coolant tank wasn't that low. I'll check it out. Nice. So it's dripping right here. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. Right there. I haven't even pulled it out yet. And you can see that's where the leak's coming from. That's crazy. I bypassed those 2 hoses so that wouldn't happen to this, but this is just old. It's gotta be old water. I mean, jeez, John, how can you let that happen? There must be some, throw some of the swimming pool bleach in there. Gosh grief, like a colony of bacteria. I did replace this part. The cap disintegrated. All right, so this is the steering wheel cover, and let's take a look at it. I think this was like maybe $10 on Amazon. I'll put a link. So it came with, hope those are long enough. Wonder why there's two. But they come with the dull needle, so you don't poke yourself. Okay. And it is, yeah, I don't think it was made in the United States. But that's okay. These things, they don't last forever. If you can find real leather. I don't know if this is real leather or not. Kind of smells like chemicals. A little bit of stretch. So this one here, I think the one I put on the SL had a double row of stitching, but this one has holes on the outside that you can use. Real small holes, but yeah, it'll. So I'm gonna go that route, or I might go through these, pull it through, go to the other side. Yeah. It should look okay. I think it'll fit. I haven't tested it yet. It's got the seam here. Feels nice. The SL, it really feels nice. I drove it today and it just feels nice. I don't know what it is. So, yeah, I'm gonna try test fitting this. See if it works out okay. I've had this for probably a month and a half. I bought it, so I won't be able to return it if it doesn't fit. Okay, I got this all cleaned out. I don't know how good this camera will pick this up, but that's what it looks like in there. On the right is the level sensor. There's that wonderful coil. There's stuff on it, but it won't come off. It's silicone. I don't know how silicone got on there, but there's silicone in there. Alright. You got your electrical plug. Where did I just drop? I have this disc. Oh, there it is. I have this disconnected because I don't know why I have. No, it's not disconnected. This is disconnected. That is your auxiliary water pump, I believe. Kind of a bizarre contraption that they just kind of cobbled it together. It's all factory. But I have it disconnected, and the purpose for this, I read that I read an article that said that people were having a hard time when it's really, I think it's when it's really cold out, for the cabin to get warm with the heater, because I don't know, the flow just isn't strong enough with the existing system, so they added this to speed up the process of pushing water through and getting hot water to the cabin heater. But I think this one's bad. I tested it outside the car. Seems to work, but I think it's just worn out. And it triggers a little flashing light on one of those push button assembly, the climate control unit. There's a recirculation switch, and there's a little light on there, and I don't know, the only thing I can figure is just that light there is to tell you the recirculation is on, and if it starts blinking, it means that there's a problem somewhere, either with that thing or with the monovalve electrical part. So I was having that light flashing. I disconnected this and it stopped flashing. So I'm just leaving it. That whole thing is like $100 part right there, unless you can find a good used one that's 30 plus years old. Some new old stock or something like that. Okay. All right. Yeah, I've been putting this off because I know it's gonna take a long time. So let's see. It might not even fit. It might not even fit right. Oh yeah, it will. Okay, so deal is this line right here and the line right down there should kind of match up. And you start with the top and you cut little pieces of whatever and you secure it in 4 places, I guess. And loosely tie it on. I'm going to be able to, you got to stretch it to get it all on, or it just wants to jump off. Okay. Stretch. Stretch. Okay. Then you can kind of, that's pretty good. That's pretty close. And then you can untie this stuff. Get it even all the way around. And the way you measure when you buy these, you measure how big your wheel is. So this was 15 inch and this said it was for 15 inch. So I don't know, but yeah, you know, the price is pretty cheap. I think this is kind of like imitation leather. It said it was leather, but I've never seen leather that looks like this. Then I'm going to tie a knot on this end. La la. Come on. So much work. And I'll leave enough room right here so I can tie it when the other one gets up there. Okay, so say I got the wheel turned, right? Started it up, turn the wheel a little bit so it's easier to get to these points right here. And you can open the door and you can look at it, and you leave everything kind of loose like this so that you can turn this cover to be able to see the stitching on the back side. Right here along here is the hardest part. On the back side you don't stitch till next time you stitch is up to here. So what you do now, so you can tighten all this up like you tighten up your shoelaces. Just in and out. That way you don't have just this loose piece of string hanging here. It all ends up blending together. So far that right there is about 20 minutes right there. Okay, now then you can take your tool and start tightening it up. You know, you do it loosely here, then you tighten it up. Loosely here, then you tighten it up, so on and so forth. Okay, so when I get to the end here, I tighten this up right here, where I started, and I was able to get some slack out of it, and I pulled it up about that much. Then this end here, and I just tied a knot, and then I'm just going to bury this into the seam down in here so you don't see it, and it stays put. It doesn't unravel. And then just bury it in there. There. All right. Not perfect, but pretty close. You know, only other way of doing this would be like easier would be to take the wheel off, because you're bending, trying to look behind here, you know, and it's not easy. Especially when I get cut. I was getting a cramp in my leg, but yeah, it's looking pretty cool. You know, got it like this on the right here where you can't. Anyways, I don't know. Feels pretty good. It's tight all the way around. One, two, three, four. These are the hardest parts right here. You know, like I said, when I looked at some YouTube videos and the professionals, you know, people bring in a wheel and say, "Here, do it." These upholstery guys that just do this kind of stuff for a living, pretty much. I don't ever really see them doing it on a car. You know, at least the high-end ones. But yeah, so this isn't too bad. I'll put a link in the description. See if this is. I think this was $10, maybe $8. A lot of work though, you know. I mean, a lot of work. It's so crazy. So crazy. Okay, anyways, I'm done with this one. This is John. I am out. See you later.